Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flavor of the Week, brought to you by Banditos, fresh, made daily. In Flavor of the Week, Kyle sits down with one of our local priests over 4 different episodes to sample variations of a favorite food or drink while they discuss the ins and outs of life as a priest.
Welcome to Flavor of the Week, Part 4 with Father Terry Coonan. I'm Kyle Hyman, here trying some cheese with a priest.
And loving the amazing cheese they have here.
Yeah. Our special thanks to Banditos for making this possible, for underwriting Flavor of the Week. We've tried 3 different types of cheese. Your favorite was the goat Gouda cheese. You gave that a 9.5.
Yeah.
Kind of curious how the spicy one is going to stack up. I guess not technically a pepper jack.
No, not quite.
Because it's a cheddar.
Yeah.
English cheddar with chilies.
Yeah.
Cow.
It's nice and spicy.
It's got a lot of... It's very Christmassy. Lots of green and red in it.
Yeah, Christmassy, yeah.
And a slight orange.
Yeah, that nice...
All right. Do you like spicy stuff in general?
Color.
Like hot wings and hot sauces and
yeah,
sriracha?
To some degree, as long as it's not too spicy.
Okay.
Because then my stomach is really mad at me for a long time.
Yeah.
But I love salsa. I eat salsa a lot. Chips and salsa. It's like a meal replacement for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. Yeah.
What do you
Definitely
think?
cheddar and definitely wow. Those chilies are strong.
It's got a kick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we talked about your involvement in campus ministry. You talked about at the end of the school day, you'll work out there
If
at
I can.
the school.
Yeah. I like to do that.
You also go running, right? When did you get into running?
It was really college. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember my senior year of high school, my dad was going to run this race, and I decided to run it with him just kind of like in the middle of soccer season. It was actually on my birthday, and I ran a pretty good time. So it was a 5K, so the first time I ever run a 5K. And it went well, so I was happy about that and kind of excited, like, well, I could do this. So I started doing that more intentionally in college, running with a couple other guys, or just by myself for a quick workout whenever I was short on time. Go for about, maybe it was about 4 or 5 mile runs when I was in college. Kind of build up to a little more when I got older. After priesthood, after ordination, started running often a little longer, 6 miles or 7 miles. That's about my limit typically.
Rain or shine or fair weather?
I like to run when it's not too hot, and if it's raining, I don't care. If it's snowy out, I'll just put the right clothes on and go for it. I like it.
Just not 97 degrees.
Yeah, when it's really hot, I would rather jump on a bicycle and bike because you get more wind that way, more of a breeze.
Yeah.
And it's actually less intense cardio activity than running, a lot less intense. So it's easier on the body, on the everything.
What was your involvement in sports growing up? Elementary, middle school, high school?
Oh, yeah. So when I was a little kid, we did the baseball stuff, started in t-ball, played basketball all my life. My dad played basketball at IPFW. And so he kind of got everyone interested in basketball. We had a basketball court, hoop in front of our house. He actually argued with the contractor for building his driveway because he wanted a long flat driveway that really kind of drops off steep. And the guy was like, "We're not allowed to do that." And he was like, "Fine, I'll go find someone else." He's like, "We're allowed to do that." So he got more or less a nice big flat space for a basketball court. Yeah, that was when we were really young and always played out there with my friends and everything. I also got into soccer I think 3rd grade or 4th grade, and it really was a lot of fun. So those were the 2 that stuck with me. After 8th grade, I stopped baseball and played basketball and soccer through high school. When I went to college, played intramurals and stuff like that. Loved ultimate frisbee when I was at Dayton.
Okay.
Then I transferred to seminary, and my last year of college seminary, so my senior year, I played on the soccer team. So I got to play college soccer, and it was really fun.
What seminary?
Was that? Immaculate Heart of Mary Seminary in Winona, Minnesota. So the college is St. Mary's University. It's a Division III NCAA school or sports league. So got to play that. Loved it.
Yeah. I was talking to your dad. He said at a very young age, you developed a specific skill for the game of soccer.
Oh, yes, this is true. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I had, we usually just call it the flip throw.
Uh-huh.
So when the ball goes out on the sidelines, the left or right side of the fields, you have to throw it back in with your feet on the ground and the ball 2 hands right behind your head, right over your head, straight forward. They don't say what you do before, so you can, a lot of people run up and then do it, so get it, throw a little further. A gymnast in my class was teaching me how to like do a front handspring. And then at soccer practice, one of the guys was like, you should do that with a soccer ball. And I was like, oh, I never thought of that. Because he was more into soccer and he had seen it.
Okay.
And so I tried it in like 6th grade or 5th grade or something like that, and it worked out. So I could do a front handspring on the soccer ball within my hands, and then my feet hit the ground and the ball goes over my head, so it follows all the rules. But it's kind of like a catapult, like the ball just goes really far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got our team out of some tight spots, like when we were really close to the end of a game and we needed a goal, I could throw it just right in front of the goal and like just totally mosh pit the front of the goal, and like hopefully as it pinballs around and bounces through, it'll go in and score.
Yeah.
I got some fun goals off of it. I even scored off it one time because you're technically not allowed to score on a throw-in, but if the goalie tries to save it, then it can go in and count.
So if he would have let it go, it wouldn't have been a score, but
Yes.
because he tapped it.
Right. Yeah, it was really close. It was just kind of in a perfect spot where he was really nervous, so he wanted to try and knock it out, but he hit it wrong and then it went in. Mm-hmm. So that was good for me.
We're here with Father Terry Coonan. Flavor of the Week, Part 4. This is our last conversation. Tier.
Yes, this
tier
English
streaming.
cheddar with chilies is very spicy.
It warms
but
up the face.
Very good.
You can't feel it.
For sure.
Like I didn't break into a sweat, but it's like teasing.
Yeah, it's that kind of hot that hits you right away, but doesn't burn like all forever after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're not rushing for a
Yeah.
cup of milk or something.
No. It's like wasabi or something like that. It's
Right.
like, whoa. And then you're like, okay, I guess I can survive. I'll be okay.
Which that gelato kind of looks like wasabi.
Yeah, the
That
pistachio.
green- yeah. Which reminds me of
Yeah.
Cars. Mater.
Mater.
Thing. It doesn't realize
hilarious.
it's wasabi.
Yeah. Mater's funny. Anyways, yeah, sports was a good thing for me growing up. You learn like teamwork, obviously. Mm-hmm. I played mostly team sports. You know, it wasn't like I was playing tennis or golf. So you learn how to work with each other. You learn the importance of communication. Develop lots of discipline. Like
Yeah.
if you're going to get good at a sport, you just got to practice intentionally. You have to be focused and work at it and be consistent with it and just keep trying.
When it's not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Like keep shooting the basket, shooting those free throws over and over.
Yeah, free throws and
Yeah.
dribbling, that kind of stuff. Not easy in the midst of it, but that's how you get better. You have to develop that strong focus, which can help in all kinds of Christian virtues, you know? I mean, the virtuous life, the human virtues, so like discipline, perseverance, courage, you know, is part of that.
It can help, but there's not necessarily a direct correlation to good athletes equals good
Virtuous.
Christian.
Yeah, or virtuous people.
Right.
No.
So it has to be channeled in the right direction at some point.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's lots of ways that all of us as human beings can sort of sabotage ourselves and allow our selfishness to take over. And yeah, that could happen in all kinds of ways too in sports. You know, one guy, you could say someone who's not really a good team player or cares more about what they're doing than what the rest of the team is doing. That kind of stuff can get involved or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even in the midst of that, they could still develop some of those other virtues too. You know, you can have lots of certain types of habits and skills and then still have like a couple that totally sabotage you or your ability to really be a good Christian example.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do we balance maybe in our schools and in our students themselves, student athletes, this balance between an appreciation for that discipline that you can learn from sports, the teamwork, you know, the skills that you can develop through sports, but also not focus on it too much that becomes a priority over other things, including family and faith?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I
That's
feel
a
like
challenge
today
today.
sports are more important than most anything for some families and for some schools.
Yeah, there are people that, you know, in some ways, their lives revolve around it, where they will make sacrifices for it, you know. Of course, financially, that happens. Think of just like all the gear and the registrations, and all that kind of stuff. That can be a sacrifice. And then like the coaching, the specific training, that can be expensive. That's a clear sign of like something that's important to you, is you'll make sacrifices for it.
Yeah.
Not just of finances, but also of time and energy. Use vacation time for the sake of going to a tournament or whatever. That can be really all-consuming and not healthy. I think it's important to find a balance of those things, but it's also, like I said, it can be where you learn. It can be where you grow, where the kids can grow. But as far as high school goes, one thing that I've seen is we try to have a meeting with all the coaches for all the sports where we kind of give them a bit of a vision about how we want to do it and how we want to represent the school well. And so getting the coaches on the right page is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And then if the coaches are on the right page, then the kids are going to learn from them, because they're going to be communicating to those kids maybe 2 or 3 practices a week, and then on the games, specifically like kind of the way that you win and the way that you lose, the way that you play the game, the way you treat the other team.
Right.
Those are huge. So that's what we really try to focus on and drill home. Those kind of values of like, it doesn't matter, you're going to get out there and play hard and do your best, but you are not going to sacrifice certain things for the sake of a trophy. Mm-hmm. You're going to keep that in priority. Some of the coaches, especially, I've seen kind of really sit down the kids and talk with them for a little bit, maybe just about other life stuff. Put soccer or basketball or football in a wider context so that they can remember that life is bigger than this.
Yeah.
That this is not what it's all about. So they can see that directly from their coach saying, we're out here, we're doing this, we're going to work hard, but there's more important things in life, and here's what they are.
Well, we are out of time. So
wow.
We're going to have to do speed round, okay? You have 10 seconds. Tell me about the Camino.
Oh, okay, the Camino. We hiked across Spain earlier, about a month ago, and got to the Shrine of St. James. Absolutely loved it. A great community, met some neat people from across the world, and kind of had a beautiful opportunity to grow in my faith. Loved it.
How many miles a day?
15 miles a day.
How many days?
5 days. 75 miles.
All right. Pilgrimage on a bicycle. Go.
Okay, so I biked with Father Bill Schooler through northern Italy to Rome in 2014. About 60 miles of biking a day. Some most serious mountain climbing I've ever done on my bicycle. We would pretty much just bike, eat a huge lunch, keep biking, wash up, say mass, go have a nice dinner, say evening prayer, and go to bed. There were like 12 of us. It was awesome. Loved it.
And English cheddar with chili cow.
Oh, this nice cheese that we just finished.
What do you give it?
This deserves another 8.5.
Another 8.5.
Yeah, much better than I thought.
The clear winner then is the Dutch goat Gouda.
The Dutch goat Gouda got a 9.5.
Yeah.
That was just perfect.
That's your favorite.
That was lovely.
4 months age.
This is great spicy cheese though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about one last cheers for a walnut?
A caramelized walnut.
Caramelized walnut.
Happily.
All right.
Cheers to you.
Well, thank you, Father Terry Coonan, for joining us.
Thank you.
And educating me a little bit on some cheeses, too.
Yeah, no, a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
How's the walnut?
That's good. Very walnutty.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell. Not overpowered by the sugar.
Right.
I like it.
Thanks to Banditos for underwriting Flavor of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
5 locations. Check them out. Banditos, fresh, made daily.
Hey, hey, hey.